Hello, friends. Welcome to a very cozy edition of Eliza Gets Into It. I started my period and am just taking it so easy on my body as it does its thing. Um, I'm resting on my couch and I am lit by candles and just it was snowing outside earlier, and so I am, yeah, really being gentle with myself. Um, but as I was laying here, sitting in silence, listening to my thoughts and to my body, I felt called, I felt compelled, I felt excited by the idea, actually, of like really just keeping it real, really just like showing up as I am and putting out the message anyways. And the thing that I want to talk about today is this wild synchronicity that I have had over the past like 2, 3 weeks building around Doechii, funnily enough, and the artist way, and uh just God showing me in a very specific way what it is that can happen when you actually believe and when you actually try and when you actually listen and give in to the flow of creativity and to the flow of creative energy in your life. And I have been, working my entrepreneur journey for a month at least, but probably more like 6 months almost. And have been struggling with the abundance component of entrepreneurship, where I believe in my heart that there is abundance and magic and more than enough for everyone to go around, and that we can operate outside of capitalism and have success and joy and money. And at the same time, there are so many programs and patterns in my own life that I have picked up over the years and have been trained to believe, and so I am doing the like confrontational work of being presented with a new idea and then having to engage and challenge my own beliefs. And at the beginning of the year, I joined an Artist Way cohort or book club essentially, and we meet once a week and discuss one of the chapters of the book. And so this week is week 5. And since January 15th, 17th, been listening to Doechii's album, Oh, the Places You'll Go, while I've been at the gym. And there's a song on there called God that I have been playing over and over and over and over again, because the lyrics, it is a manifestation song. Essentially, it is like an abundance spell, you could say. And I have been using it to reprogram my own beliefs about what is possible. In the song, Doechii talks about how God is an unlimited resource and everyone has access to it, and there is no limit on in Doechii's case, the number of songs, the number of albums, the number of houses, the number of creative partners, the number of lovers that are available to her. And when she puts a limit on what she thinks is possible, she is actually putting a limit on God. And God, in the creative way and in my own personal philosophy, is not like the God of Christianity or the God of any one specific religion, but really is this benevolent, creative energy that is available to all of us, is, what connects all of our souls, essentially. And the lyrics of the song resonated with me so much, and I talked about them at our Artist Way meeting when we met up for the second time, because we were talking about affirmations, and I said I've been using the song lyrics as part of my affirmations work. And so this goes on for maybe 3 more weeks where I'm listening to this song on a very regular basis. And I ended up posting about it on my Instagram stories. I ended up talking about it in my fitness group because I was like, this is what I'm playing at the gym that's like helping me get through. And so, cut to Thursday night of this past week, I start the chapter 5 Artist Way reading, and it is Julia Cameron's writing is literally like word for word the lyrics of this Doechii song. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm sitting on the train at like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, coming home from dance class. And I'm reading through paragraph after paragraph of The Artist Way. And I'm like, this is word for word. This is the exact same verbiage, the exact same language, just like everything. It's like one to one. And my first thought was, because I do believe that multiple people get the same messages at the same time. And not that Julia Cameron and Doechii got the message at the same time, because The Artist Way was written 30 years ago, but it is possible and plausible for multiple people to have channeled the same message. I had never encountered it in a way that was so word for word, but I just thought, I don't know, my like conspiracy theorist brain turned on, and I was like, how is this possible? In what wide world um are these two things that I've been spending so much time with over the past couple of weeks having this, they're just like layering on top of each other in such a precise way that I could not compute. And I end up sending a message in our in our group chat for the Artist Way cohort. And I'm like, do you guys remember when I was talking about that song? Now it is coming full circle where the lyrics of that song are exactly the text of chapter 5, and my mind is like truly being blown right now. And I get home and I start doing a little bit of research. I just Google like Doechii Artist Way, and it turns out that Doechii 4 years ago went through the Artist Way and has a whole YouTube series going chapter by chapter, week by week, and has done interviews crediting the Artist Way with mm, initiating a sort of spark, a sort of way of operating with her creativity that has helped her allow the flow and allow mm, her artistry to just like work through her. And just turns out that it's like this, it turns out that there's like a very clear path being outlined. And I say that because completely forgotten about the Grammys until today when someone told me that Doechii won a Grammy last night and had an amazing performance at the Grammys. And she's only the third female ever to win Rap Artist of the Year, Rap Album of the Year. See now, like I'm like, I actually don't know. But this is like what's coming to me. Um, Filming on period is so funny because my body is doing a lot right now, you know? And so like the blood flows. I'm just giving myself with the grace. I'm giving myself grace with the words. This path is being very clearly laid out for me in a way that I am like deeply, deeply grateful for because I have the guidebook, The Artist Way, that is changing and shifting and helping me reconfigure and recontextualize my relationship to creativity and to abundance and to what is possible when you allow that to be the waves that you like choose to ride. And I have Doechii, whose music has been so prominent in helping me to have another layer of the reprogramming work as an extension of the artist way. And then I find out that she is someone who credits this process with so much. And she has these YouTube videos that are from 4 years ago of her in a completely different reality than the one that she is in now. And the messages, and then to this morning, wake up and see that she won a Grammy. And it's like 4 years ago, she was filming YouTube videos just like this, doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, the exact same thing. And so, what is it that is possible for me? And what is it that is possible for all of us who take this work seriously and actually put into practice and actually take the freaking leap and actually reprogram our own belief systems to have more faith and have more trust and have more surrender, because that is also what the North Node in Pisces is inviting us to do. Have more surrender to this this process. And it's just inspiring and enlivening and terrifying in some ways because I'm like, holy shit, your life really can do a 180 in the best way possible at any moment. And I'm choosing to believe that for myself. And that's literally why I'm recording this video now, is so that I have a written record, a recorded record, a written record. I don't know. I have a written record in my journal. This is this is this is different. Um, so that I have a record for my future self and for the future Elizabeths that I in this video will, maybe not this video, but the videos will eventually inspire. And I'm just excited and sometimes still anxious. And so that's why I'm still doing this work and doing this reading and doing this engaging with this. But in the book, it says, remembering that God is my source, that we are in the spiritual position of having an unlimited bank account. Most of us never consider how powerful the Creator really is. Instead, we draw very limited amounts of power available to us. We decide how powerful God is for us. We unconsciously set a limit on how much God can give us or help us. We are stingy with ourselves. And if we receive a gift beyond our imagining, we often send it back. We come to recognize God is in God is unlimited in supply and that everyone has equal access. Since everyone can draw on the universal supply, we deprive no one with our abundance. If we learn to think of receiving God's good as being an act of worship, cooperating with God's plan to manifest goodness in our lives, we can begin to let go of having to sabotage ourselves. One reason we are miserly with ourselves is scarcity thinking. We don't want our luck to run out. We don't want to overspend our spiritual abundance. Again, we are limiting our flow by anthropomorphizing God into a capricious parent figure. I do that a lot. Remembering that God is our source, an energy of flow that likes to extend itself, we become more able to tap into our creative power effectively. God has lots of money. God has lots of movie ideas, novel ideas, poems, songs, painting, acting jobs. God has a supply of loves, friends, houses that are all available to us. By listening to the Creator within, we are led to our right path. On that path, we find friends, lovers, money, and meaningful work. Very often, when we cannot seem to find an adequate supply, it is because we are insisting on a particular human source of supply. We must learn to let the flow manifest itself where it will, not where we will it. Any progress is made by leaps of faith, some small and some large. We have ideas and opinions about where our good should come from, but we are able to become willing to receive our good from whatever source it appears in. As each idea comes to us, we must in good faith clear away our inner barriers to acting on it, and then on an outer level take the concrete steps necessary to trigger our synchronous good. What dreams are you discounting as impossible given your resources? With God as my source, God as my source is a simple but completely effective plan for living. The shift to spiritual dependency is a gradual one. We find we are able to tell more of our truth, hear more of other people's truth, and encompass a far more kindly attitude toward both. We become less judgmental of ourselves and others. Dependence on the Creator within is really freedom from all other dependencies. Recovery is the process of finding the river and saying yes to its flow, rapids and all. This newly positive attitude is the beginning of trust. Instead of As we come to trust and love our internal guide, we lose our fear of intimacy because we no longer confuse our intimate others with the highest power we are coming to know. In short, we are learning to give up idolatry, the worshipful dependence on any person, place, or thing. Instead, we place our dependency on the source itself. The source meets our needs through people, places, and things. While doing the footwork is necessary, I have seldom seen it pay off in a linear fashion. It seems to work more like we shake the apple tree and the universe delivers oranges. Time and time again, I have seen a recovering creative do the footwork of becoming internally clear and focused about dreams and delights. Take a few outward steps in the direction of the dream, only to have the universe fling open an unsuspected door. One of the great central tasks of creative recovery is learning to accept this generosity. Hmm. And so that's where I'm at right now. I am learning to remove my dependence on any one person, place, or thing, to shift it to source, to do the footwork, and as it comes, to accept the generosity. I think the thing that I am pondering a lot as well is, what is my version of winning the Grammys? What is my version of performing at the Grammys? What is my version of a dream that I might have been previously blocking myself from having because of the resources, the limited resources I perceive myself to have? I know I want to travel so much more and ideally live half the time, maybe, in Vietnam and half the time in New York. I want a house in upstate New York or somewhere that we can have a retreat center and a farm and animals and water and land and sunshine and nature and I imagine that would feel like winning the Grammys. But even still, I'm working on expanding my dreams and leaning more and more and more into trust throughout this process and doing the footwork day in, day out. And lucky, lucky for me. Sometimes the footwork looks like filming a video on your couch because you're on your period and you just need to be gentle. So let the record reflect my journey to my Grammys is in progress, baby. We are on the way and feeling grateful and open and excited, and I will be returning to Doechii's God song more and more throughout the year, I'm sure, and I'm gonna work to keep these Artist Way videos going just because I'm inspired by the way that Doechii recorded her journey, and again, I think the public record is really cool, honestly. And so I'm gonna go towards cool and see where that takes me. I'm gonna close with this nice My Little Chimes. I hope that the audio picks up because I've never tried this before. If it doesn't, nah, I'm just gonna trust that it will.